Hello and welcome to ZeeZee Talks. My name is ZeeZee. Thank you for joining me again for another video. Some time for us to talk. I know I'm not talking, well, I am talking to you, but I know we're not in the same room. But then I feel like when I stare into this camera, I'm actually talking to people. We're actually having conversations. But before I go on, I'd like to just say thank you to everyone who keeps sending me emails, who keeps sending me messages, keeps sending me questions. Just one, to encourage me, two, to say, hey, could you help out here? I believe the biggest reason why I started doing this was to help people in their relationships, and more to help people understand that the way their relationships go, it's more based on the way they decide to react when things happen. I try to steer people away from the thoughts that they can't control people or they should get frustrated when people are not doing the things that they want them to do. So every time I get a message from someone, it really touches my heart, because that's the whole point. I need for people to start to see that it's possible for there to be some change in your relationship, for your relationship to become everything that you want it to be. So I'm very grateful for all of that, and thank you for always being there watching. Today I wanted to talk about something along the lines of man and woman relations, if you know what I mean. We're talking sex today, and we're talking about it because a lot of the newlyweds or couples who have been married for say 2 to 3 years, they send me messages and they're like, ZeeZee, I can't believe, my husband's not like he used to be. He's no longer romantic. And then the men will send me emails, my gosh, my wife is not like she used to be. She used to really like sex, and now for some reason she's just gone off of it, blah, blah, blah. Well, the first thing I'd like to say is it's very normal. There's nothing wrong with you if you find that after you've gotten married and after a little while you notice that your sex life is kind of dwindling and it's not like it used to be. It's not as exciting as it used to be. The first thing I'd like to tell you is there's that component of relationships where you, after the honeymoon phase, where everything is just beautiful, you come and you start settling into reality, right? So for some of you, you have children now. There's maybe new jobs. Some people are going back to school. So life has kind of kicked in. And because before you were dating, guess what? You guys had all the time for each other. And now that you started in your marriage relationship, life kind of chips in. You're tired. Things happen, right? You just can't be bothered, going in between the sheets and getting the rumpa-dum-dum going. It's kind of like, frankly, I don't have time for that. Or there's pressures, I have this new job, or I'm trying to get this new job and I have to focus. That means I come home late. Or we have a kid now and we just can't hide away and do all these things that we have to do. The one thing I would like to say is it is possible for your sex life to become even better. Trust me, this is one of the things where I thank God every day, because I can't believe that I have gone from the stage of really enjoying sex to like, please stay away from me, to like, hey, it's actually awesome. So, and this is after 12 years. So I'm just saying that it is possible. It is possible. So anyway, I'm going to talk to the men, then I'm going to talk to the women. So for the men, the first thing you have to understand is your wife needs that whole romantic setting to get in the mood. A lot of people do. A lot of women, I should say, do. Now, some men do as well. Of course, there's always the anomaly to the rule. It just depends on our biology, the way our physiology, just the way we are made. We just need for you to validate us. We need for you to tell us that we're beautiful. We need for you to tell us we're looking good, and so on and so forth. We need you to set the mood. So if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is just rush through your day, and you go and you come back and you're like, oh, let me relax and then have sex, she's probably going to be like, you haven't even acknowledged me through this day. I have had to get the kids ready for school. I have had to go to work myself. I've had to come back and make dinner, or just make sure the home is standing. So the least that I want is for you to say, great job, honey, great job. And, talk to me and tell me that, you can't do without me, blah, blah, blah. I have a funny story about that, by the way. My husband wouldn't tell me he couldn't do without me. He's just like, but I can. I have to be able to do without you. Anyway, these things have changed. So For the men, my suggestion is this. If you want your sex life to go back to how it used to be when you first got married, my suggestion is pay attention to your wife. It starts in the morning. I'm sure you've heard this before. The foreplay starts in the morning. In essence, you wake up, you acknowledge her. For me and my husband, we have a routine. We wake up, we pray, we go to the gym, we come back. We kind of talk through, rushing through, getting breakfast done and getting the day started and so on and so forth. We check in with each other during the day. These are the things that women appreciate, because every time my husband sends me a text, it just means regardless of how busy he is, sometimes he's literally in a meeting and he takes the time to say, hey, how are you? You okay? Thinking about you. It's awesome. So by the time we come home, it's like, whether or not we've had a rough day, we're able to still talk through things, because guess what? The day has gone by. We've talked to each other through the day. I know when he's having a bad day because he's probably said, not a very good day. And so by the time we get home, I'm able to be more nurturing, to take care of him. And again, the sex might then happen. Now, I'm not saying we're doing all these things just so we can keep having sex. No, that's a way of building your intimacy, of course, because you have to keep in touch with each other. So for the men, I beg you, acknowledge your wives, talk to them through the day, let them know they're a part of your life. If they feel like there's someone else out there, it might be man or woman, who you feel more indebted to, if they feel like you're not really in touch with what they're dealing with, like I have kids, I have work, I have school, I have all these things going on, if you're not there to kind of like acknowledge that they're dealing with so much and support them as much as you can support them through these things, guess what's going to happen? She's just going to say, I don't want to have sex with that guy. He doesn't care anything about me. All he cares about is to get in between my legs, and then I'm just going to close it because that's my power. Now, women, you shouldn't do that anyway, but that's a different video for a different day, right? There's always something that connects to the other. So, hey, there you go, men. Acknowledge, connect through the day. Tell her how great she is, and if she needs some help, help her. Just be there, be her support, be her best friend. That's what you would do for your friend. So be there for her, and sex would be awesome. Now for the women, just to let you know, the man doesn't really care about all this romance stuff because the way he's built is totally different. All he needs to do is get some action, be done, and be on to his sleep. So now this is where we have to come in and communicate what we need. We have to tell the man, this is how I want to be loved. This is how I feel. And this is how I know I would prepare myself for to always have sex with you. All I have to say is this, women, you have got to be in constant communication with this man. A lot of the times they don't really understand. They don't really get it. Why do we need all this attention? But if you're yelling at him constantly and saying, you don't care about me, that's really not saying anything. What you need to do is become more specific. I would like it better if you would help me get the kids ready for school, or give them a bath, or make dinner with me, or just tell me how I'm trying. Tell him these things. Now, people don't say these things because they're afraid to be vulnerable. The second you tell your husband, I want you to tell me how great I am doing, I need to hear these things because it helps me. It's okay for you to say that. That's your best friend. You should be able to tell him that. Not, if I tell him that he would think he's my all in all. No, then you have the wrong intention in all of this. So for you to enjoy sex more, your husband has to be a part of you. And I know with the way life goes, it just takes longer and longer, or life just gets in the way and throws everybody off course. But sex is part of your intimacy. You have to have sex. You can't run away from it. So what I suggest is whatever it will take for you to get into the mood, you discuss that with your husband, clean and clear and very, very to the point. Please do not go there and start calling up the past. Don't go there and start just dropping hints, because he's not a mind reader. He's not going to know what you're talking about. I have to be clear. Look, listen, with Laddie, I have to be clear with him. The other day I said to him, it'd be really nice if I feel a bit more appreciated by you. And of course, I knew I wasn't done, because the next question he asked me is, what do you mean by that? I appreciate you. Because yes, he does things that make me, that let me know he appreciates me. But guess what? I just thought, hey, sometimes send me a text and tell me how you love me so much. Send me a text and just say, I'm awesome. Again, I know he's not responsible for my happiness, blah, blah. But that kind of stuff helps me, because if I know that my husband is constantly supporting me through it all and just letting me be myself and be vulnerable with him, I know I am going to enjoy sex better with him. I'm sorry, I'm just going to. I'm not going to sit there and say, yeah, well, the Lord says I should. No. I'm a human being and I like to be validated. I'm not saying you should live your life waiting for people to validate you before you're happy. No, I'm saying in a sexual relationship, it's impossible for you to go deep and down, dirty, and just intimate with someone who you don't have a connection to. So you have to build a connection. And the one way you build that connection is by communicating clearly, ladies. What do you want? What do you want to see? Encourage him. I'm not asking you to go and badger him. Badgering him won't do anything for you. That's what I'm saying. You need to encourage him and tell him how you want this to be done. Tell him how you want it to be, how you want to experience it, and then work together to help each other. Send him reminders, send her reminders, talk to her. Just say, hey, how would you want this to be done? Blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And that's what I think you should do. So that's that, and that's what my thoughts are. This is the only way you can definitely rev up the intimacy in your marriage, and that's, what I think. Of course, there's more to this. Everybody's situation is different. If you want further help, you can surely reach out to me at questions@ZeeZeeIO.com or go to my website, ZeeZeeIO.com. I have many videos on YouTube that could help. And of course, if something is bothering you, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I am more than happy to have you every time. I am so thankful for the time that you spend working with me. Thank you so much. I'm ZeeZee. Have a good day.